Alright, good morning, folks. I'm going to continue on yesterday's lesson. I'm not going to particularly pick it up at the A cage that we were just looking at in the previous segment, that where we had the A, well, maybe we are, the A minor shape there. Now this is for the, I've got a new chart, by the way, that's specifically focusing on this difficult subject of half-diminished chords. Alright, so we were last looking at the A minor shape, which we took up from the C minor shape, which is the second shape in what box? In the A box, because a pentatonic scale, okay, it's going to be like the 1, 2, 3, 4th inversion of a pentatonic scale. Okay, A, C, D, E, G. So A goes to C. The second minor shape would be C minor, but we have a sunken 6 on that. So essentially this is the only leftover from the C minor shape. As you know, when you move a shape down, okay, where we have 5√3 right here, or 5√3 right here, move a shape down, and what are you doing? In guitar, well, you're going to its 5th. Even though the string shapes, as they go down, they go to the 4th string shape. Okay, so we talked about that in many times. Let's zoom out. I want to show you this. So it would be 6-2-4, but we add the 7. Okay, so this gets into a little stickiness where we have 6-2-4 as your A minor shape there, but a lot of people don't pay attention to what's really going on when they play the A minor. We're looking at these top, this nice 6-2-4-6 here, right? Now this is the real deal A minor here. Okay, but if we're in the A cage or playing it as an A shape like this, like that, now the 6-2-4 is a little different. Okay, in the A cage itself, right? Because you got an A shaped A. The second's going to be that C shape, but we're going to bring that up. So it's going to be like F sharp, B, and D, and F sharp again. Okay, so it gets a little complicated when we start transposing, but if I wanted to put the capo on there, so notice I brought the same shape up again, and that's a trick you could do if you've got an A shape just for the second minor. You can play it safe and go up here. Okay, and that's not a crazy idea to do when you're doing a half-diminished substitution, because that 7 sometimes is a couple of frets away. So here we're up here right now, and we're going to look for that 7 down there. The 7th of the A key of A is the G sharp, so it'd be right here. So here's your A. So that's the easiest way to find the 7th, is from the root chord, and then just take it down 1 scale. Right there is your G sharp diminished triad. So that we're going to focus in on different ways to play the half diminished chord. So fittingly the name of this chart. And I've pretty much, you know, used part of chart 482 and just embellished this chart. And that's the way we're going to be going, because it helps with the sizing of the charts. Again, this is a difficult subject for beginners, and it may be a little easier for piano players beginning. But it does have a lot of really good applications in music, so we have to learn the half diminished. And what is the other mode that's not part of the cage system? Anybody know? Cage system. Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Mixolydian, Aeolian. The Locrian is the half diminished. What's the remaining one? Lydian. The Lydian 4. That has the augmented fourth. But now we're looking at the half diminished Locrian. Now the Lydian fourth is interesting because if we do a little 1-4-5 thing, but stay in the mode 1-4-5, 1-4-5, 1-4-5, 1-4, we get in the Lydian fourth is the half diminished seventh, and we're going to use that to as one of our ways. Another way is we're going to take a closer look at this. Okay, did it rise? There's the basic interval method for half diminished seventh chords: a minor third, and a major third. Okay, then you would do an octave from that minor third, which is only a whole step above this. So it's just minor third, major third. So as you know, in guitar, minor third is going to go kind of this way. So in the C, half diminished would be right there. Minor third on a minor third on a minor third on a major third. All P4 tuning right there, real easy. Problem is, and that's a nice arpeggio there. That's, we can't. It's difficult, very difficult to get a chord like that. Okay, if you were to put the capo up here a second, you could almost get that chord. If you can play something, if you make up your own chord, that's fine. If you're going to make that kind of sound, if that's your only job is to just play those 4 chords, you could be ready to do that as an opening for a scene or something. So you can always build it from the intervals. But if I told you, well, play an A minor, play me an A minor, are you going to sit there and go, okay, let's see, well, first I'll just hit an A minor chord, but now I'm going to rebuild it. Okay, here, are you going to rebuild it? No, you're just going to play a familiar A minor from the open C box. And that's what my system's all about, is you're using familiar chords. So that's the way to derive the chord. Okay, I had to take a quick break there. So we're going to look at some other different ways to play those half diminished chords. Up here we just have some stuff to do with the long patterns from the old days here of the charts. Okay, so these are your modal patterns. Notice we have root 2, 3. Well, that was just my mouse wanting to go to the right there. 4, 5, 6, 7. So everything's covered here. So we can do a scale off of any one of those numbers from anywhere, just anywhere right here. Okay, I don't know. It happens to be an E. If you want to make it E the third in the long stuff, so we can go We can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Now we have to warp up